Yo, what's up guys? So, in the past patch note, a lot of changes happened to many mages, but one of the mages that had the biggest changes in their kit was Zhuxin. Many people thought at the first time when the patch note was released in the official server that Zhuxin got nerfed and that her damage and her laning phase is now weaker. But actually, that's what we're gonna discuss right now. Let's explain first the changes that happened to the passive. Right off the bat, anyone who uses Zhuxin will tell you this. Her mana regen doesn't feel the same, and let me explain why. So, in the past, you have 15 stacks of every time you cast your skills, you use mana, you get 15 stacks of butterflies every time you use your skills. And when you're not using your skills, your mana regens slowly. So it was 15s, and each stack gives you 5% mana regen, max mana regen. So if you deplete all your mana, you get 75% mana refund. That's before the update. Now those stacks became 3%, which means now you only recover 45% of your mana, so less than half. Add to your emblems and boots, if you're using regen boots the same way I'm using them right now, or if you're using Clock of Destiny and everything, so you're gonna get around that 75. But in the past you feel like you had all your energy back, all your mana back, while now you can only get around 75%. Also, the interval between the stacks, aka the mana regen, went from 0.25 seconds to 0.33 seconds. So getting all those 15 stacks takes now 5 seconds instead of, I don't know, it was around 4 seconds, something like that. So yeah, that also explains. It was 3.75 seconds. So now you need an extra second to get less mana. So now the more sensible thing to do is play aggressive until you reach 50% of your mana or 60% of your mana consumption, and then release your skills and wait for the mana regen. Or you can release your skills for 1 second to refill some of your mana and then go back to fighting. You can't do this constant usage of mana. Also, another thing that many Zhuxin players noticed, which is a problem for them. Usually they could use their second skill to clear minions and it doesn't consume mana. Now it does consume mana. All of these were needed adjustments, because to be honest, she was broken by all means. Now she is strong. If you're asking me and if you're waiting for my answer, yes, she is still an S tier mage. Those adjustments weren't enough. The pure mechanics, you know how Muntun nerfed Valentina so many times, yet pro players are still playing her? The same with Zhuxin. Her mechanics and kit offer too much that even this nerf and even I think future nerfs won't be enough. The only possible thing to do is either make the interval between the airborne effects longer or make the airborne effects duration shorter. So I wish they don't do that, to be honest, because even in soloQ and in trio now, Zhuxin is a bit hard to use. But let me explain the rest of the mechanics and you can be the judge. Okay, so the first skill didn't get any adjustments, which is great. I mean, it wasn't that broken of a skill, but the second skill, which is which was the broken skill, which was the bread and butter of Zhuxin. Like, that's what you use when we're talking about Zhuxin. We're talking about the second skill mainly. So it got completely changed. First thing first, there is an interval now between the airborne effect that you can apply to enemies, and it's 4 seconds. So every time you lift an enemy, there is 4 seconds before you can apply new stacks, not even before you lift them. So you're gonna have the 4 seconds plus the time to apply stacks, which means in theory there is around 6 to 7 seconds, 6-7 seconds between every airborne effect for the same enemy. But to balance this, the damage from the second skill got buffed for applying stacks and for the airborne effect. The smash damage now, aka the damage after the airborne effect, is now HP based damage, so it applies from 10 to 15% max HP in an AoE area. So let me explain this really quick. Imagine if you airborned a tank with 10,000 HP and you lifted them toward the marksman. So the tank will receive 1,500 damage, base damage, plus your magic scaling. And the marksman next to him, on which you smashed him with the tank, will receive the same amount of damage. So 1,500 damage, magic damage, plus the other magic scaling. So yeah, now you need to play Zhuxin with another mentality, aka pull the enemy tank and smash him onto the mage and the marksman, or if there is a squishy fighter or a squishy assassin, do the same. Also, there is the other option where you can pull everyone. If you can pull everyone and smash them into one another, that will create a huge area of damage that will mostly one-shot a mage, a marksman, a squishy assassin. So keep that in mind when you play Zhuxin, and you will see at the end of the game how much damage I dealt because of this new passive. Two other adjustments on the second skill are the following. The stacking of the passive went from 1 stack per 0.25 seconds to 0.33 seconds. Again, we're making stacking the passive and stacking the mana a bit difficult to reduce spamming this skill. Also, damage to creeps and minions using second skill on creeps and minions consume mana, but less mana than using it on enemy hero units, aka Popular Koopa, Koopa or Zask. So yeah, those consume the same amount of mana, just like heroes, but minions and jungle creeps consume less mana. As for the ult, the only adjustment to ult is the stacks. Now, instead of inflicting 1 stack on the enemies per 1 second, now you inflict 2 stacks in a second. So overall, the whole combo changed about 0.5 seconds. Let's say that 0.5, 1 second. It's not that big of a deal for a mage, but in general, you have to keep in mind your mana consumption. That's all you need to do. You don't have to deplete your mana completely. Just around 40% if you're in team fight. Try not to surpass 40%, 35%, because you're gonna trigger your Clock of Destiny and you have your emblem, boots, and mana regen and everything and passive to get you back to 100%. One thing I nearly forgot to mention, which is in the duration between the airborne and applying the new stacks, your damage is nearly doubled to the enemies. So if you successfully knock an enemy hero airborne, you cannot mark them for 4 seconds, but during that time, the skill deals 15 to 25% extra damage. So basically what we want to say here, that the airborne effect now deals more damage than a Sky Piercer. It stacks with Wishing Lantern, so you can stack Wishing Lantern, Sky Piercer, and your passive to deal around 30% of max HP to enemy tank in the late game. So you technically have the best execute skill in the game. Keep that in mind next time you play Zhuxin. Also guys, now that I finished talking about the mechanics and everything, I need to tell you guys Happy New Year. I'm sorry I didn't upload for the past 6 days. I was a bit busy with work, with life and everything, but for 2026 I hope I make a fixed schedule. Thank you guys for watching every single time. Your comments and your likes always motivate me. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have the best year 2026. And also guys, I'ma upload a video related to gaming or Mobile Legends, as I said in the community post, okay? I'll upload it, but guys, be nice. I'm just saying, be nice. I know you all are gonna be shocked. I know you all are gonna be shocked. Please, it's just once in a blue moon, okay? Once in a blue moon. All right. I guess that's it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the weird video in about 2 or 3 hours. And I'll see you guys hopefully in the weekend, where I'm gonna start a new series explaining every hero's mechanic in this game, every mage mechanics. I'm gonna start with every mid laner's mage mechanics, and then I'll move to every mid laner mechanics, and then to every hero that deals magic damage. And then if you guys like this series, because I'm gonna take multiple heroes at once, if you guys like this series, I'll make more videos. Johnny!